Hi, my name is Dave. On this episode of CineFix Now, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Alright guys, so I had a great time last week getting to go to the red carpet for Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Now, before I review this movie, I need to be honest. Dragon Ball is probably my favorite show of all time, so no matter what, I'm going to be a little biased, and I'm going to like them no matter what. I mean, most of the movies I like, even Bio Broly, which is pretty terrible. But I do have to say this one thing about DBZ Battle of Gods. First off, it's super exciting because this is the first Dragon Ball feature in 17 years. Which is huge. Second, Akira Toriyama, the creator of the Dragon Ball universe, actually had a big part in writing this movie, and that's a huge freaking deal. This is what is even more awesome. There's going to be a limited theatrical release of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. You can see Dragon Ball Z in the theater, and now I'm going to review it. This takes place a few years after where Dragon Ball Z left off. This is like, GT doesn't count. That's gone. Goku is like training on King Kai's planet, you know, because that's what he does. He likes to hang out. Everyone else is at Bulma's birthday. It's really cute and fun. And then this crazy god of destruction called Beerus, or Beers, if you're watching the Japanese subtitle version, wakes up from his slumber and hears that there's some dude who killed Frieza, who, if you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, know Frieza was like the most deadly guy in the universe. And so Beers is going to find Goku so he can fight them. That's the basic idea. That's the plot. This is the thing about this movie. I freaking love it. And it's not just because I like Dragon Ball Z, as I said before. I love it because I feel like this movie is a really mature step forward for the franchise. I feel like as time went on and Toriyama had less and less to do with Dragon Ball Z, basically it became very, very slugfesty. You know, it became like the Rocky movies. You know, it was just like punchy, punchy, punchy all the time. And that's great. That's a big part of it. But I love the character stuff of this universe. That's why I love this show. I love stupid episodes like when Goku and Piccolo go get a license. They don't need cars. They can fly. But still, it's fun. It's that character stuff. It's the cute stuff. I love that stuff. And I think what's great about Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods is that stuff's in there along with the fighting. What's really great about this movie is if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, there's going to be a lot of stuff in here for you. So I think that if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, this is sort of the perfect movie. It's actually the longest of the Dragon Ball Z movies too. It's actually like a feature-length movie, which is pretty impressive. So this one has a lot of character building. You can really feel like Toriyama wanted to get back to what the core of this show, what this universe was, which I really love. And the fact is, you know, around this Bulma's birthday party, it's really funny and really cute, and we get to see like a lot of characters from the universe. We even get to see an appearance of the great Saiyaman. All you fans right there of Gohan, you know what I'm talking about. I equate this to the movie Rocky Balboa. You know how, like, you know, there's like the 5 Rocky movies, right? And they're all sort of like different in their own way. You get 1, which is like one of the best American movies of all time. 2, which is the sequel. 3, which is like, all of a sudden we're starting to get into this weird like action movie superhero territory, and then 4 is straight up like they're fighting for the fate of the world, right? And then 5 is like really terrible, but then 6 is like this really interesting sort of retrospective that, you know, Stallone did, where he had like Spider Rico from the very first scene of the first movie in it, and it's like, you know, this way of kind of tying everything together and making sure the characters are in a good place, just in case you don't like where it left off in 5. And I feel like that's kind of what they do in this movie of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. It's a way to bring everything back together, especially people who didn't like GT, because they really kind of strayed away from what was going on in the original series from there. But I think overall, this is really exciting because Dragon Ball Z is in the movie theater. So if you guys can find it, I believe it's August 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th. What about the 8th? What happened to the 8th? I don't know. Either way, if you guys can find it online, you should see it. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. I loved it. Guys, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you're probably going to watch this anyway. If you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, you might not watch it, but the fact that it's in the theaters is amazing. The fact that Akira Toriyama freaking helped write this is amazing. And the fact that Dragon Ball Z is in the theaters is really amazing. Now, I want to know in the comments down below, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z movie? And who is your favorite Dragon Ball Z character? I really want to know. And Kamehameha!